So, Mushishi. I was excited to hear this one come up because it's one of those that I've known about for years, but I've never gotten around to. I actually heard about it from the D2 Brigade. Anybody remember the D2 Brigade? Oh, I loved those guys. You had Jo, Vixen, Prof, Arcata, and Malakye. Anybody remember? I loved those guys so much. They broke up a few years ago. I was sad about that because they are the ones who really helped me come deeper into this world, who really helped me mature as a viewer, both by, introducing me to new series and by helping me develop a vocabulary, letting me learn how to articulate my likes and dislikes. I was so sad that they're gone. And well, Jo works for Anime News Network, last I knew, and Arcada at least has a YouTube page. I'm not sure if he still uploads, but it's you can find his reviews and just go to the website. If you really want to start going more in depth, I recommend go into the archives and start from some of the earlier episodes so you can really get a feel of it, because it was really a family thing. They were so, you could tell they were really good friends and they really loved what they were doing, and it was just so uh, it's so sad that they're gone. But anyway, I severely digress. Back to this show, Mushishi. There's actually not a whole lot to say about it. There's only one character who you actually get to know to any degree. You get some backstory on each of the people you meet in the episodes, but Ginkgo, I actually remember the main character's name for once. Ginkgo is the only one who actually carries over. He's the only one who stays. Anyway, let me back up. Mushi are these invisible life forms, and Ginkgo goes into this whole sort of metaphysical thing about how humans are up here at the tip of the middle finger, and as you go further and further down, you get to more and more basic life forms. The basic gist of it is Mushi are life. Just life. They are the most pure and basic form of life. They're not animal, they are not plant, they are just life. And, if that makes sense, great. If it doesn't, whatever. It doesn't particularly matter because that's, the show is about Ginkgo, who is a Mushi master, traveling around and solving, problems that these mostly unseen life forms cause. It's basically exorcism by a different name, or if you want to think of it as pest control, extermination, you could also think of it that way. I say there's not much to say about it because it's not really about the story. It's not particularly about the characters, though, there are some heartfelt moments. You can become invested even in a short amount of time, but the real focus and the main draw of this series is the art, the visuals, and the animation. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is amazing. It's basically cinema quality. It is, movie quality. Most of the time, it's, not anything particularly special. It's just, it's nicely animated. It's fairly basic. But they do that so that when the Mushi show up, they can put everything into that moment, into those reveals and interactions. They're mostly sort of amorphous, so they don't really have complex parts to them, but they're still very detailed and very fluid. And if you know anything about animation, detail and fluidity equal lots of money. So they are, as far as I've seen so far, they've been budgeting very well. They keep it, pretty basic, not low grade, but standard quality for most of the show. And then when it's time to animate the Mushi, they kick it up a notch. So that's the real draw of the show, as far as I can tell so far. It's I know that that they're taking a break, so I really could watch the whole show before giving a review. But this whole show is supposed to be a first impression thing, so I'm gonna give my first impression. I might watch the whole thing before the 24th, and then give an update to this, a full review. But then I might not, because at this point I'm not. It's one of those that doesn't particularly pull me to go further. It is completely episodic. And as far as I can tell, it's going to stay that way, because I looked up an episode list, and in that list it showed what um, volume and chapter of the manga the episode is based on, and it just jumps around all over the place. Like it starts with volume 1, chapter 1, then it jumps to chapter 4, and then it does 3 and 2, and then it jumps to volume 2, chapter 8, and then a couple episodes later it's in volume 8, chapter whatever, and it seems to be jumping all over the place. And the only real connection between the episodes that has been happening so far is that Ginkgo collects artifacts from some of his cases. Like he collects this. Um, it's a wine cup, a very flat wine cup from the first case we see of him, and then he collects these horny growths from another one, and he brings them to this one person in a later episode, and that's really the only connecting thread that there has been so far. I can't say that it's going to stay that way because I haven't watched further, but again, based on what that episode list is looking like, it really seems that it's just going to be little isolated incidents like that most of for most of the time. I might be proven wrong in the next couple episodes. I might not, but I don't have a particular urge to go rushing further into this. It's one of those that you just sort of relax and enjoy. It's not, you're not here for the quest. You're here for the ambience. To be clear, I like it. It's good. I like it quite a bit. The confrontations with the Mushi can be exciting. Can be. But, for the most part, it's it's a beautiful painting that you stand and look at for a while and then move on. That's how I see it. I would say watch this, when you feel like it. Watch it when you want to sort of relax, because again, it's not really an action-based show. Watch it, definitely watch it, but there's no rush.